We're going to talk about some strategies for how you eat today. There are things that I just couldn't give up. It was just too hard for me to fathom my life without these things. One of them are King's Hawaiian buns. These are probably not what you want to live on for the next 20 years, because if you didn't have any protein in your body, you'd probably, die. But what I like to do is I like to treat myself once a week. So what I do is I take this yummy deliciousness and I cut out the middle third. This is supposed to be protein, and so you don't need this. This would take the place of protein, and that would be very bad. So this, I just put it back in here. I can use it at a later date, but right now I now have a bun that is 2/3 the size of what it was. So I take my bun, and if you're going to have lunch meat for lunch, remember I talked to you a little bit about putting the very best into your mouth that you can find. This is boar's head ham, which is just unbelievably yummy. I get it sliced very thin so that it's maneuverable on these little tiny buns. And what I do is I put my 3 ounces, and believe it or not, that's actually a lot of this meat, and I set it on there ever so gently, always respecting the bun and the ham. And I take a piece of romaine lettuce, I put that on top of that, and then on here I use what they call a honey champagne mustard, which as soon as I discovered it, the store stopped carrying it. So I don't know what I'm going to do when this is gone, and I'm very particular, I'm very food aggressive and possessive when it comes to my mustard. So I go ahead and put a little bit on that sandwich. Yeah, mayo. You know, when you read the label, it should say protein, tons, because it's made out of eggs, but it says 0. And the reason that it says 0 is because the serving size is a tablespoon. And because of the way that the math is done with this, it doesn't show up as a whole number, so they don't put it, they're not supposed to put it on the label. So I use a little tiny bit of that, and I mix it up nice. Now, if for some reason I don't have 3 ounces of ham, then what I use is these ultra thin Sargento cheese slices. They are paper thin, I can almost see through it, and I don't use all of it. Not that cheese is bad for you, but the dairy for some reason is not something that I'm tolerating at this moment very well. So I would put half a slice of cheese on there, and then I have this beautiful sandwich. Now for lunch I can have 1 or 2 of these, and if it's, if you're going to have 2, then you probably got your protein 2/3 of the way done for the day. But at lunchtime I like to kind of mix it up a little bit. So what I do is I buy a cauliflower crunch or some kind of a salad from our Kroger deli, And this salad fills up the rest of the space in my dish. Now, there are also other things that I've never been able to give up. One of them is this Southern barbecue potato chip. So on the days where I'm feeling, you know, like I really need to have a potato chip, I will forego the cauliflower salad and I will fill up the rest of my space here with that potato chip. And you'd be surprised how many you can get inside that little space. But when you have to have it, the best way to have it is to make sure that your portion doesn't get bigger than your stomach. So I have my sandwich and my protein along with either my salad or my potato chips. There is some protein in those potato chips, thank goodness. So it is another way to eat. The other thing that I like to do is I like to incorporate in my snacks grapes. Now, I'm a cancer survivor. I'm very careful and very particular about fruits and vegetables, whatever I put in my mouth. And grapes, red grapes, are wonderful. They have resveratrol, or however you pronounce that, and I don't know exactly how exactly. And I'm careful that I eat things that do not have or produce estrogen, because my breast cancer was estrogen positive. So grapes are just beautiful and they're perfect for me. Now, you can eat this 6 times a day. So your little dish 6 times a day can be the food that you have. And I usually go every 3 hours. Remember that this dish should take you 20 minutes to empty. So, you know, go away after you take a bite, play with the dog. You know, sometimes I do my arm sit-ups, you know, when I'm waiting in between. I mean, there's just a whole lot of things that you could do in between your bites to make sure that that goes down, it's getting digested. The signal from your stomach to your brain is saying, hey, you're full, stop it, no more. So that is one of the other strategies. This is part of my exercise program. Louis on the left is about 14, but Toby is our newest addition, and of course he keeps me moving. So if you're so inclined, this will definitely help you keep moving. Now, if you're in a major hurry and you are running out the door, or the kids called from school and they forgot their lunch, or whatever it happens to be, there's always these tuna chicken of the sea to-go cups. There's your little tuna, comes with a little tiny spoon in there with the crackers. Remember, the crackers are not first. The first thing into your mouth has to be the protein. They also have a fat-free one. I don't worry about fat. As you can tell by what I've been cooking and what I've been showing you for the last couple of weeks, fat is not something that I'm even worried about. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about a little bit is hot dogs. Gosh, you know, you just gotta have a hot dog sometime. And so if you're going to have this kind of product, make sure that it's, you know, these Nathans are 100% beef. They don't have a lot of gluten and byproducts in it. There's no artificial flavors. There's no, you know, chicken feet or whatever byproduct kind of stuff is in here. And if you're going to put something in your mouth, it should be the very best of that thing. and Nathan's is probably one of the better brands out there. So those are the ideas that I have at lunchtime. There's a couple things that I will tell you. There's this little book, it's called Eat Smart, and Random House Webster's Dictionary people wrote it. This is pretty old, so I'm hoping that they have an updated version. But what I like about it is each page, on the last column of every page is the protein amount. And I can easily kind of just wing through here and see, you know, what the protein levels are for stuff very quickly. I know you can look it up online, but I don't always have my laptop or my notebook with me. And the other thing, and I think we'll talk about this in the next segment, is I make homemade bread every day. And I use this book, Artisan Bread in 5 minutes a day. It's more than 5 minutes a day, so that's maybe stretching the truth. I get where they're going with it though. And Jeff Hertzberg, MD, and Zoe Francois wrote it, and it has helped me tremendously because I can make homemade bread in a small portion. When I have company, I can make big loaves. Everybody loves the bread, and there's 4 ingredients in it. It's unbleached flour, water, yeast, and salt. There's no fat in bread. There's nothing wacky going on that's going to make you gain 1,000 pounds, unless, of course, all you eat is the bread. You want to make sure that that piece of bread fits in this other little half if you're going to have your protein over here. Always remembering this dish is the key. This size is the key to keeping your stomach this size and not gaining any weight, and losing your weight healthy, so that your muscles and everything are kept intact. So that's my little segment. Thank you for watching. Remember, you gotta love yourself before you can share it with anyone else. Have a great day. Bye.